actually saving one's life. CFO, would you please continue now? We have the best practice inventory online at our house.
So what I'll do is, since no one had the checklist, I'll hold off tomorrow before I submit to the state. So if you have a question this evening, you can call me tomorrow, email me. If you disagree with the answer, it's the inventory. If you disagree, we'll fix it, and then we'll submit Wednesday. You will see there are what we call unscored surveys. That does not count towards the 39 yeses that we have. If it says core, that means that question is going directly to the survey, which we needed 39 yeses, and we obtained 39. The law says to go over the ones that we are answered a no on.
So you need 35 yeses to qualify?
Right, we have 39.
39.
So we're well over it. So the ones that we had no on, one was question 15.
15.
So we do not have a compensated trust fund, and basically the reason we don't have this, we didn't have the money for it. Hopefully next year we'll be able to appropriate some of that money. And what the compensated trust fund is it's money that we collect for when people retire, so that we don't have to touch the budget. We will have that money reserved from prior years. The big one is number 31. We don't have an audit. The audit is under review right now with the previous borough attorney and the auditor. There will be some action taken this week to try to get our audit as soon as possible.
For 2023 audit,
The 23 audit.
it will be done shortly.
Yes, the work is done. It's in the litigation phase right now. The borough attorney is aware of it. Nothing to do with you, mayor, council, or myself. The other one is vendors, number 47. What happens is there's a website that now we're going to start using that we can check if a vendor is quote unquote not in good standing with the state. We can preclude them from our vendor list. And it usually has to do with contracts, paving, larger type of construction. So we'll be following up on that one.
So in other words, this is one of the vendors that we list and endorse somewhat.
We will check it.
Excuse
We
me?
will check it on the web list to see if they are, quote, not vendor secured. And then the last one, number 61, was a no, because we have not uploaded the detail of the contracts on the PERC system. The borough clerk and I will work on that, and we should have that fixed for next year. As I said, we did very well.
The perk is not set yet? Or is we-
No, PERC, so what happens is when a contract is signed off by the mayor and council, that contract is supposed to be uploaded to the PERC system. It was not. So we are going to correct that, and it will be a yes come next year.
Who is responsible for uploading this information first?
Well, it works tandemly with the clerk, the attorney, the labor attorney, and myself.
Understood.
And those were the major no's on the survey. So as I said, Mayor, we did very well on the actual yeses. And this is my requirement as CFO to you, and I will hold off a day. If there's something on there that you disagree with, let me know. I can always change the answer. But you don't want to go below 35 because then you run the risk of not getting your full state aid December 1st.
Again, any questions, send me an email, and I'll answer it for you and address it before Wednesday. He'll delay the submission until Wednesday. Yes?
Can I ask some questions?
You could ask them, absolutely.
Yes,
What's
good.
the universe of this survey?
Sorry?
What's the size of this survey? How
The
many-
size? There's 84 questions. Approximately 50 questions are what we call scorable. The 30 questions are questions that are going to potentially become legislation next year. The big one was your affordable housing and your lead-based paint, which you have an ordinance on tonight, Mayor, a resolution. So what's gonna happen with lead-based paint, the building department is getting certified inspectors. Those inspectors then will be able to certify if that apartment has lead-based paint.
The question was, how many people did you survey with?
Survey, it just comes here. The survey is only amongst you.
Yeah, it's online. How many people participated in this online survey? That's what I'm asking.
In '09,
9.
Online.
online,
This
it's
question-
only for us. There's no other participation. The public has no say. It's only basically the mayor, council, and myself to answer the questions.
Clerk too, I believe.
The clerk, everyone will help, but I'm responsible CFO to present this.
So how many people approximately we had a survey on this online? 5, 7?
It's not like a survey per se.
Oh, the survey is us only, just the council. It's called the survey, but I see what you're saying. It's also called the best practice.
I got a question. Please go ahead.
This is the first time I'm seeing it.
Actually, I saw it last year. Go ahead.
Number 11. We have no and yes, which is it?
Okay, so the annual financial statement is a yes. I checked with the previous auditor, it was filed on time. I originally thought we were late.
Okay, so it's not a no, it's a yes.
It's a yes.
Any more questions?
So, what you're saying is, okay, you put all the answers and you ask us to review. Right? If not today, then.
Go ahead, Session.
Yeah, until Wednesday, but I can tell you, the answers are usually correct because they come from your building department, they come from your affordable housing attorney, and from your borough clerk, myself, and I did email the mayor on some of the questions I had as well.
And we stabs with disapproval.
Okay?
Anybody else? Thank you very much.
Thank
Just hang
you.
around for the claims if you don't mind.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's move forward with our adoption of minutes.
Adoption of the regular meeting of the mayor council, June 24th, 2024, and the special meeting of the mayor council, July 9, 2024. Work session of the mayor council, July 15, 2024. Regular meeting of the mayor council, July 22nd, 2024. Executive session of the mayor council, July 22nd, 2024. Special meeting of the mayor council, August 13th, 2024.
Any questions about adopting these minutes from June 24th to August 13th? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
May I have a second? Roll call?
Council Jen?
Yes.
Council Kim?
Yes.
Council Lee?
Yes.
Council Min?
Yes.
Council Vitri?
Yes.
Council Wanya?
Yes.
Let's go with the introduction of ordinance.
Introduction ordinance to 2024-15, creating ordinance chapter 169 entitled lead-based painting inspection.
Any questions about the introduction of the lead-based paint inspection? This is one of the things that Roy was talking about that we could make it a yes.
I have a question.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
That applies to just single families?
Roy, did you answer that?
Yes.
It's two-family, multiple dwellings.
Multiple
So,
dwellings.
in other words, they don't come into my house?
If there's a permit, if there's a permit issued, the building department has a right to swipe and check for lead-based.
They don't randomly go or something like that, but when they go through an inspection and a
It's
permit.
usually multiple dwellings.
Anybody else? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
First and second. second, first from John Min, and second from Wayne. Roll call.
Council Jane?
Yes.
Council Kim?
Yes.
Council Lee?
Yes.
Council Min?
Yes.
Council Petrie?
Yes.
Council Wanyang?
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-15, creating ordinance chapter 169 entitled Land-Based Paint Inspection was introduced and then passed on first reading at the regular meeting of the Mayor Council held on September 23rd, 2024, and order published in accordance with the law. Said ordinance will be considered for first reading and adoption at the meeting held on October 28, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the council chamber, at which time all persons interested may appear for or against the passage of the said ordinance. A copy of the ordinance will be posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Hall and will be available at the office of the Borough Clerk.
Thank you. Let's move forward with the second reading, please, of the ordinance.
Second reading ordinance 2024-13, amending chapter 48 entitled Officers and Employee to repeal the residency requirement for the municipal administrator.
Any questions? We've been through this, but you have the opportunity to ask more questions before we pass. May I have a motion? Yes, go ahead. Oh, we have the public participation in the second reading.
Yes.
Thank you, Wendy. All right, do I have to close this and then go to public, or?
Yeah.
Okay, good. May I have a motion to close, our session and move to the public, open to the public?
Motion to close session and open for the public.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any questions about ordinance 2024-13? Going once? Going twice? So, we have a motion to close the public, we're back to session.
I want to make a motion to close the public session.
Second.
First, Jang, second, Kim, thank you. We have a motion to pass 2024-13.
I make a motion.
Thank you,
I'll second it.
thank you. Roll call.
Council Jen?
Yes.
Council Kim?
Yes.
Council Lee?
Yes.
Council Min?
Yes.
Council Petrie?
Yes.
Council Wanyang?
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-13, amending chapter 48 entitled Officer and Employee to repeal the residency requirement for the municipal administrator. The ordinance 2020-13 was passed at the regular meeting of the Mayor Council held on September 23rd, 2024. A copy of the ordinance will be posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Hall and will be available at the office of the Borough Clerk.
Great, thank you very much. The next second reading, please.
Ordinance 2020-14.
Please read.
Yes, amending chapter 48 entitled Officer and Employee to amend the salary requirement for the municipal administrator.
This is our second reading of this. We had ample time to review it, but you get another opportunity. Council members, any questions on resolution 2024-14?
I have a question.
Sure.
What's the salary?
What was the salary? Let's look at the words.
Every year, so we pass on salary ordinance based on that.
Oh, yeah, so it's after, yeah, you're right, yeah. We have that moment when we pass the salary ordinance. That's what we decide, but then we created the range, right?
We didn't, we based the salary on?
No, we didn't.
I think he's asking what is the actual range.
The range, not the exact salary.
Determined every year. You wanna know for this year?
Yeah, but this one, we said that we're changing this, right? So that's a question. Where's the ordinance?
It's the, next one.
There it is.
It just says basic twelve.
It is just salary. The municipal salary ordinance is amended from time to time. So with the municipal salary ordinance, so what is the procedure? Let's just say we hire a BA right now. What's gonna happen with the salary?
You would determine the salary based upon it falling within the range of the, the current municipal salary range that's determined usually in January.
In January.
Unless it's been amended, but it has to fall within that range. But obviously, when a new BA is hired, or before he's hired, a salary will be determined, and then it would come before mayor and council to vote and approve.
Right, but it could be changed. Whatever we have so far, it could be changed.
Could be changed,
Yes.
could be changed.
All right, any more questions? All right, then close our session and open to the public.
Make a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public, you guys have 3 minutes if you guys want to discuss about ordinance 2024-13. I'm sorry. Yeah, 14, sorry. Please come up, state your name and address.
I wish this gonna be a quick one. What's the salary range?
You guys said the same question and we just explained it.
Yeah, but I mean.
The salary range is not as there right now.
Hold on, you
He
wanna
says
come
with the
up?
salary range, no, she wants to know the salary range about the potential BAs.
In reality,
From a
nobody,
procedural standpoint, have you closed the session open to the public?
I did.
You did, okay, so she needs to come up and state her name.
She just wanna make a simple question, she
Yeah,
just wanna
she
get
should.
out. Well,
Susan Rowan, American Housing Fund. What's the salary range in dollars?
You'd have to ask the, I don't know if any council member knows off the top
I
of
don't
their head.
remember that.
So
But
nobody
perhaps
has
we
a
can ask
copy
Roy
of
to
the
see if
salary
he knows.
I'll fully on, I don't have.
No, do you have an idea?
it's like 100. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
That is helpless.
Anybody else?
I'm asking for my
We have a
check.
motion to close the public, bring it back to our session. We have a
Will
motion.
there be an answer to that? Will we ever find out what the range is?
Well, you know, like we just said that, you know, we just asked Roy and Roy will find it in the ordinance. There's something you can find in the ordinance, I think, right? E360 Palisades Park.
What about,
Yeah. All right, may I have a motion to close the public and bring it back to our regular session?
Mayor?
I already had the opportunity, but yes, you know what, go ahead.
Okay, well, okay.
Please come up, name and address. Thank you.
Sure.
For this year?
All right, the range, we found out thanks to, quick, Sophia's, figures. The range is from $100,000 to $200,000 for the VA.
Excuse me? Could you-
$100,000 to $200,000 range, Sophia.
100 to 200,000?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead. Sorry about that.
I'm available.
Mike Vitale and Glen Avenue. In regards to this, in seeking a candidate, what will be the criteria? Will the council be reviewing resumes or applicants, or are we gonna use a firm to say, we need this specific, work set and work skill to cover a BA, which is, pretty specialized?
Well, I think I know what duties and set skills are going to be required for the VA.
I believe you do, but
And also the, people I believe that's gonna review will be the VA as well, and also the governance committee.
are we using headhunters to go out after this
We
position, or just?
advertise, but we need to advertise a little more. And we'll do a public advertisement and post it up on Indeed or New Jersey websites like municipalities, leading municipalities. Make sure that we spend enough advertisement resources to make sure everybody knows.
Great, and once you have, let's say, a certain amount of applicants who are, worthy
Yes.
and interviewed, who makes the decision on a council? Is it the mayor
I
alone,
told
or is it
you,
the
the
mayor?
governance committee, I would recommend that the governance committee review that with the VA as well. I'll be part of it as well.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion to close the open session and bring back to our regular session.
I wanna make a motion to close.
First by Jang and second by Kim. Now, we have a motion to pass ordinance 2024-14, please.
Council Jang?
Yes.
A motion, I need a motion, I just need a motion to start this vote.
Jang?
Yeah, just, yes, can I have a second? Second, Kim, thank you. Council Kim, roll call.
Council Jang?
Yes.
Council Kim? Council Lee? Council Min?
Yes.
Council Retreat?
Yes.
Council Wanya?
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-14, ordinance amending chapter 48 entire officer and employee to amend the salary requirement for the municipal administrator. Ordinance 2020-40 was passed at the regular meeting of the mayor council held on September 23rd, 2024. A copy of the ordinance will be posted on the bulletin board in the borough hall and will be available at the office of the borough clerk.
All right, let's go with the consent agenda. We don't have any off consent, right?
Yeah, we can-
Good. Please go ahead.
Okay, discussion item for the consent agenda resolution 2020-232, resolution 2020-244.
Thank you, consent agenda, we group them together, so please take your time and review each consent agenda and inquire, please, if you have any questions. Roy, concerning claims, could you please give us an update about the issue that we're having with the server? And, that we may not have the full deck of claims right now, please go ahead.
So the claims are up to, I believe, Thursday of last
Thursday.
week.
Last week.
That we had a problem with the server, so the server is down. Through the tax collector and the assistant CFO, most of that data has been recovered. It is now going through the process of updating through the software. If everything runs hopefully fine by this week, we will continue the claims list. And whatever is not on the list will be on next month as a ratification. So not one check will leave the borough without you approving.
Right, or if there's an additional meeting that we may have to do, we'll figure it out. Thank you. Any questions about claims?
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Just like Roy was saying, you had the computer, whatever it is in the borough, the tax office.
I don't know
I
where the
believe it
location
was,
is.
I believe it was on the agenda, I guess the special section, and I wasn't here, but it probably was taken off because I didn't see it. But I know that that's a very important item. What happened?
What are you referring to?
That-
The shared services?
Oh, the shared services,
There
right.
are some legal negotiations and contract terms need to be finalized, so it wasn't ready for discussion.
But I personally wanna get that through, but all the contracts were being, how should I say, in my own personal point of view, unfair and not amicable as a client. So we're gonna do a review, I wanna get this done for, ASAP, so you guys could really see the, contract that's been negotiated by our governing body, and also all the questions that I have and some other council members have to be answered. Now, this won't delay the fact that we will have to get that kind of cloud server from the county, because right now we're in the process of trying to get our, lost data from whatever server between the, in the finance and tax department. We have to obtain that, we have to hold it to a way where we could transfer it to them. So we're still in that process, so I think it's a good thing to make sure that, we've been signing contracts that we haven't signed. When I asked you guys about the contract, nobody answered. I did about 4 or 5 hours of review. I thought there was a lot of issues and a lot of questions. I expect that you guys do the same, read the contract, because you have time, and try to figure out what you do like and what you don't like. Thank you. Any more questions about the consent agenda from 2024-23, 230 to 2024-244?
I have a question
Yes,
about our consent agenda 2024-232.
232.
Authorization to open a checking account for storm recovery reserve funds.
Yes.
Yeah, would you please?
Roy, would you do us a favor, explain this?
Yep. So the law about 5 years ago changed, and we didn't take advantage of it, but we're going to right now. So the law says, because of the frequent flooding that we've been experiencing the last year, the law allows us to open up a checking account, and that account will be entitled storm recovery. So next year, if there's money in the budget, we would appropriate dollars that would go in a checking account. That money can only be used for storm-related issues, flooding, snow removal, things of that sort. If you don't use the money that year, that money stays in the account, doesn't go to surplus, and it can be used the following year, it can be used in perpetuity.
Okay, my question is, when we have the storm account, as you said, it will be cover the flood?
Yes,
So that means, people's loss?
that would be up to the mayor and council and your borough engineer to make those decisions with the borough attorney.
It could be preventative, you know what I mean? If there's no drains or something like that,
Right,
we could use it.
right, so
This
we,
money's not gonna be for homeowners, this is basically for snow removal, for the DPW, massive flooding that occurred, where we had to collapse sewer system. That money, you wouldn't have to use the budget, because you'd already have it from the previous year.
okay, then, how would you, make an estimate or the decision for how much that will be reserved?
It would be an estimate on what the budget can afford next year. So there's no dollar value, it's up to the township, you know, it's up to the borough to make that decision, how much.
Right, then for me to think that we should go over, you know, the drains, how many new drains that we have to put, and how much, work that should be done until the next year. Someone has to, you know, survey or go around and check.
Well, the drainage would be under the capital ordinance. This would be basically for snow removal, or like I said, if there's a collapse, something, that wasn't foreseen. That's when we would use this fund.
So that, go ahead.
It does says it is caused by the emergency, if there is governor or president. Speak up, please. It does say that this is a damage caused by the emergency declared by the governor or president of the United States. So it's not for every.
Well, like I said, it's called the Recovery Reserve Fund. Recovery Reserve is for, like you pointed out, is for emergencies that is stated. Once the proper authorities, such as the governor or the president of the United States, for example, we have a massive flood, right, there's damages, we could use it. But you're right, Councilwoman, it has to say, whatever that created that we need to fix is from an emergency.
We have emergency in many cases.
Actually, only, if I may, only two people can announce that.
Yeah, the president or the governor.
Thank you so much.
Great. Good question. Anybody else? All right, if there's no more questions about resolution 2024-3230, all the way up to 2024-244, may I please have a motion?
Make a motion.
Thank you. Have a second.
Second.
Roll call?
Council Jang?
Yes.
Council Kim?
Yes.
Council Lee?
Yes.
Council Min?
Yes.
Council Beatty?
Yes.
Council Wanya?
Yes.
Boy, you can go. Thank you very much. All right, guys, council report. How about if I start with Councilwoman?
Since I reported at the last work session, the library side, there is no progress yet, so I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Council Petrie?
It's not a report, but I'd like to make a motion for the council to go into a closed session and have the borough attorney come in and explain this last lawsuit that's come to light, so we can have an understanding of what's going on. I've said this in the past about having the borough attorney go into the closed session with the council to just fill us out, and it didn't work. So,
You have to also expect the legalities of this, how you do process this, please explain.
So you made a motion, there's a motion.
I'm making a
on the floor.
motion that
Correct.
we go,
So
the
we can
council
vote on
goes
that
into
motion.
closed session.
So I can comment right now that if you're referring to a recent lawsuit,
Yes.
there's really nothing to discuss it.
What do you mean there's nothing to discuss? I'm, as a councilman, I have a right to know what's going on. You're working for us, we're paying your salary.
Sure.
So you, I as a councilman have a right to ask questions on this.
Okay, so you can now take a vote on his motion to go to closed session.
All right, as you guys know, it needs a first and a second and a roll call. Is there a motion to stop this meeting right now and go to impromptu executive session, so the council, Petrie would like to get some answers, but the attorney did say that for some reason, which we'll talk over there inside, that there's really nothing to talk about. May I have a motion?
Made a motion.
No, I'm sorry, you made a motion, could I have a second?
Second.
So, okay, second, now we have to do a roll call to go to executive session, impromptu. Roll call.
Council Chen,
Yes.
Council Kim,
Yes.
Council Lee,
No.
Council Min,
No.
Council Petrie.
Yes.
Council Wanyun,
Yes.
Okay, so we're going in, no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that, I'm sure it's not gonna take too long. Alright, so, we'll be back. We have a motion to close and come back. We have a motion. Can I have a second? All in favor?